I'm running to represent the great state of Texas in the U.S. Senate.
It was a decidedly unconventional beginning for a U.S. Senate campaign, the windy rooftop of the Plaza Theater in downtown El Paso. And Congressman Beto O'Rourke let supporters know a Senate campaign won't stop him from fighting rhetoric about the supposed danger of being so close to Mexico here in Texas, a state that spends $800 million a year on border security.
And you've helped me make the case to the country that the reason that we are the safest city in Texas, the safest city in the United States, is not in spite of, but because of the fact that we are a city of immigrants.
I think that's true. I think that one of the strengths of El Paso is that we do have a very vibrant culture of immigrants. We're a very welcoming city for immigrants, and we understand the importance of immigrants to our economy. And I think that there's a link there between the immigrants that we have and the vibrancy of our city, the safety of our city. Immigrants obviously tend to be a very law-abiding community, a community that respects this country and respects our laws. And so I think that it's true. Having this very vibrant immigrant community that we have does make us a safer community.
And keeping communities safe is not about locking up nonviolent drug offenders, according to O'Rourke, who says the country, like a growing number of states, should legalize marijuana.
We have an opportunity to end this failed war on drugs. We have an opportunity, after more than half the states in this union have stopped locking people up for marijuana convictions, have filled our jails so that we imprison more of our own people than any other country, and make sure that we help those who are struggling with addiction, with drug use, find a better way, a connection to the help and the care that they deserve that's going to make them and their families, this state, and this country stronger. That's an opportunity that we have here in Texas.
Should he win the Democratic nomination, O'Rourke will face Republican Senator Ted Cruz. A Cruz fundraising email called O'Rourke an unabashed liberal with a progressive ideology out of touch with the majority of Texans. O'Rourke says he's in touch with the people, but is far removed from traditional politics. He promised he'd serve no more than 4 terms in the House, and now he says he won't serve more than 2 6-year terms if elected to the Senate. And if elected, he says he won't have political action committees to pay back.
Now, conventionally speaking, this isn't a really smart move on my part. But I'm one of 2 members out of 535 in Congress that takes no corporate money, no political action committees, no PACs. I depend on, I'm inspired by, I'm counting on you, not anyone else. I don't ever want there to be a question on who it is that I'm talking to, who it is I serve, who it is we write legislation for, who it is we're working for. We're working for you. We're working for Texas. We're working for no one else. We're working for this country.
One of Congressman O'Rourke's biggest challenges may also be one of his biggest advantages, his insistence that he will not take political action committee money. It's something that resonated with a lot of people we talked with here at his campaign events.
It's extremely important. It is the reason that I started believing in politics. I was also apathetic, and until you see someone who puts his lack of money where his mouth is, then you begin to trust that relationship that the public should have with their government. And I think he's the perfect example of that. He's not only going to talk about being transparent, fiscally responsible, and accountable to the people, he actually proposed term limits on himself and doesn't take PAC money. So, as far as trust goes, he's the poster example of what that looks like.
I think it shows the fact that O'Rourke he's not beholden to anyone. He can is a lot more free to be an independent thinker, an independent in the way that he votes, in the types of issues that he prioritizes, and so I think that's very important to show that he really is. He's going to be able to be his own person to a much greater extent than if he were beholden to the big donors in the way that tends to be fairly common in our political system.
O'Rourke has always bucked the political system, beating an incumbent when elected to the El Paso City Council, and in 2012, shocking the political world by defeating a longtime incumbent in the Democratic primary for U.S. House. How rare is that? In 2016, 97% of House members were reelected, 87% of senators. If O'Rourke is worried about those odds, you wouldn't know it. His daughter Molly at his side, he insists he's in it to win. And at his campaign kickoff, he stayed long after the crowds were gone. O'Rourke says elections are not about politics, but our values and our future. And in a Texas where elected officials make blocking transgender students from bathrooms a top priority, O'Rourke says we can do better for our children.
They deserve leadership that is not focused on bathrooms, but is focused on making sure that we have better classrooms.
That answer may only poll well with some voters, but O'Rourke says he's not planning to hire pollsters. Instead, he'll talk one-on-one with as many people as he can. For KRWG, I'm Fred Martino.